Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time for your weekly wrap-up, and I want to begin, as I always do, by thanking our newest Patreon supporters. They are Christopher Dale and Will Rowland, who made an upgrade to his contribution. I want to thank both of them and everyone who contributes on a regular basis, as well as all of you who watch on a regular basis too, because again, all those things help the channel grow. And the great news is that I am getting our trophy soon. I finally got the little notification to order my silver play button for hitting 100,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll see that in the next month or two, and when it arrives, we'll do an unboxing, and I'll put it up on the shelf behind me when it gets here. I'm really excited about that. Now, I am shooting this video a day early. Usually I shoot this on Monday night. Right now it's Sunday, and the reason is that tomorrow I'm going out to the YouTube space in New York City to watch the presidential debate, and YouTube has been doing a pretty big push here to get folks in the United States to register to vote. So there's a hashtag called Vote in Real Life, and you can go to vote.usa.gov to register. YouTube estimates, or Google estimates, that it only takes 1 minute and 34 seconds to register to vote in this election. And if you are looking to vote, you got to get your registration in, because in many states, including mine, there's a registration cutoff point, and you can no longer register to vote in the election. Now, in some states, I think in most states, you can do a what they call a provisional ballot on election day, but unless there's some issue with the election, it doesn't always get counted. So you definitely want to get in and register to vote now rather than later. And again, you can do it electronically in most states, and that link down below will help you get yourself registered. I'll let you know how my trip to New York City goes when I get back. I'm also going to a big event that DJI is doing, the drone makers. They've got some big thing going on at some dirt bike track in Brooklyn I'm going to, so it's going to be a fun trip. I'll be back Tuesday night, and I'll tell you all about it if I'm not too tired. If not, I'll tell you on Wednesday how that's going. So what did we do this week? Well, we looked at the Logitech G Pro gaming mouse. That was a fun little mouse to take a look at. We also saw the Amazon Fire HD 8. This is their new 8-inch tablet that is under $100. I believe the version I have is $89. That's for sale on the store now, by the way, if you want to get one cheap. And I also took a look at the Blue Life 1 X2. That is a new low-cost smartphone from Blue. It's $200 and has 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. Really good deal if you're looking for something effective, but not all that expensive. This is probably something worth considering. You can see how well it performs in my video review. I wasn't too crazy about the video quality from its camera, but everything else is pretty decent for the price. And it's kind of neat to start seeing now, the commoditization of smartphones beginning now that we've hit a maturity point, I think, with the smartphone market. My iPhone 7 Plus comes in tomorrow, which is great, just in time for my trip to New York. So I'll put it through its paces, but I'm not all that excited about it. I got it because I want to review it, not because I want to own one. So it's good to see now there's a lot more choices of very good phones at very good prices out there as well. So wanted to talk about some news, and there's a bunch of stuff to chat about. The first is some channel news, and that is my claim from Konami on a video that I uploaded when I reviewed that retro USB AVS Nintendo clone console. If you recall, I uploaded some gameplay footage on my secondary channel. You can find that at Lon.TV/extras, and within about 30 seconds or so, Konami, their robot, found the footage and claimed it, and I disputed the claim, and it took 30 days because Konami never bothered to respond to it. But in the way YouTube works is that if nobody responds to the claim in 30 days, you get your monetization back, which I did. But of course, as always is the case when these things happen, most of the views that that video has received, it's already gotten. I'm not going to see much more than perhaps it's already seen right now. I think maybe about 2,000 views or so, and I didn't have any monetization for a bulk of the initial viewership of that video. So I lost out. Not a lot of money. It's only a couple of bucks, but still, it's the principle of the whole thing, and I think it's really lousy that these companies can get away with this and hold people's videos hostage for 30 days. Typically, there's an escrow process if the video is monetized, but it looks as though Konami is not monetizing the videos they're claiming. They're just denying content creators the right to monetize the video in the first place, and that means no money is being stored up in escrow because the video wasn't monetized at all. Therefore, it's got nothing on it for revenue at the moment. That stinks, but that's just the way it is. Also wanted to let you know, if you have a Yahoo account, I'm sure you've heard about this by now, but just about the entire Yahoo user database, I think as of 2013 or 2012 or so, has been compromised, and you should probably change your password if you haven't already. And the big deal with this is that many speculate, and it seems like this might be the case, that Yahoo knew about this for a while and didn't tell anybody, and that is a big no-no in many states in the United States, especially my state here, because they're actually obligated by law to notify consumers the second they have an idea that there has been a breach, and it doesn't look like they did that within the time frame that many states require. So I think there's going to be a lot of lawsuits over this. There's going to be some big deals over the fact that there is a big deal going on with Verizon, who is in the process of acquiring Yahoo. This is a significant liability that they're going to be inheriting if they go through with that transaction, and I'm positive this will probably impact the costs that they will pay to get this merger completed. So this is really the worst thing to happen at the wrong time for Yahoo, but we'll see what happens. I've often thought that their security was compromised years ago, because I've noticed over the years that more and more often people that I know who get hacked are on Yahoo servers, and I think this problem has been going on for quite a while, maybe undetected, but nevertheless it's now out in the open and Yahoo has acknowledged it. So let's stay tuned on that one. And I was excited to see this showing up at Walmart without any fanfare whatsoever. This is called the MiBox, and I've got a link there for someone who bought this and unboxed it already. And what this is a low-cost, you can see it's $69, a low-cost Android TV box that is being sold apparently at Walmart. I checked all my local Walmarts, nobody had one, but I think I might have a viewer sending one to us to take a look at, and as soon as it arrives, I will get a review up for all of you. And what I'm excited about with this box is that this is not just another piece of junk from China. It's actually running the official Android TV interface that was introduced with Android 5 Lollipop about a year and a half ago. So it's the same interface that you'll see on the NVIDIA Shield TV, on the Nexus Player, which is now discontinued. This is a nice product to have out there because it's an affordable Android TV box that might be just enough for a lot of folks to get that Android TV experience, and of course all the Android apps too. So we'll definitely be checking this out when it arrives, and I am eager to get my hands on it to show you all what it's about. But you may want to check your Walmart and see if they have one, because I don't think people really know what this thing is just yet. I think it's also the first product that Xiaomi is marketing here in the United States too. They've usually kept their market pretty much locked into China and Asia. So this is a very interesting product that I am eager to check out and learn more about. And now it's time for some Q&A, and I got a very good question here from BWWBWBBW, and this came in on my HP Stream 11 review, and this was a great question because he was wondering how I decide what devices to review. And the HP Stream 11 is a great example of a product that I always put priority on here for the channel because it meets the following criteria. One, it's from a major brand that has a significant reach into the consumer electronics market, both at brick and mortar retailers and also online retailers around the world. It's a major brand and it's affordable. So a $200 Windows computer from a major brand that is going to be in front of consumers wherever they go is something that they will likely be searching for, which will then bring them here to the channel. So my original HP Stream review from a couple of years ago, the first version of that product, we're now in version 3, that video still gets watched every single day because people are continually searching for the HP Stream 11. I look at a lot of stuff from a lot of no-name Chinese brands every once in a while, and those don't do anywhere nearly as well because people aren't out there looking at it. There's certainly a subset of the market that is aware of these products and might be searching for it occasionally, but the reality is if it's not at somebody's local Walmart or Staples store, it's not something that they may be searching for on a regular basis. So I do put a priority on stuff like the HP Stream 11. What's interesting is that most of these manufacturers don't put a priority on marketing those products because they don't make a lot of money on them. So there's often not many review loaner units available for me. So that's why I buy the stuff, review it, and then sell it because I can't wait for the marketing bureaucracy sometimes to catch up with me. So I go out and buy it, review it, get rid of it, and get the review up as soon as possible. Because for me, because I am so dependent on search traffic for my channel's growth, I have to be up first with something decent or I will lose out, which is why I don't often do a lot of iPhone stuff. I do the iPhone every year, but I don't really get a lot of traffic on it because everyone does the iPhone, but not everyone does affordable, inexpensive, well-known stuff. I also, though, look for things that are different and interesting, and some great examples of that might be the PowerUp 3.0 device that I looked at probably about 2.5 years ago, and that is a little engine you put on a paper airplane, and then you can control that paper airplane with your smartphone. Really cool and interesting. When I got it, it was just a Kickstarter that I had put some money in towards, and it showed up. I did a review of it, and a couple of years later, I have over 1 million views on that, primarily because that product was successful. It got into the retail product chain, and people started looking for information on it. Does it actually work? And I was able to show how it works. So those are the things that I will look for from time to time and review because I think they're really cool, and I really want to tell you all about it. And then sometimes those products become hits, and when a product is a hit, I get a lot of views on it because people want to know if it's really as good as the company marketing it it says it is, and those are the things that I often look for. So I've got another one coming up from a company called Screens, and they have a video compositing device that will do what my $6,000 TriCaster can do for only a couple $100. Now, it doesn't do everything my TriCaster does, but I could build a screen like you're seeing right now. I do this all in real time, and that's what the TriCaster does for me. This device can replicate what I am doing right at this moment, and it does a pretty nice job of it for a couple $100. Really of interest to game streamers and perhaps other YouTubers that are looking for something less expensive to get started with. Really unique and interesting product. Not very well known right now, but it might be in the future. So we're going to do a nice in-depth review on that. I also am very careful about when I upload videos. I've been spending a lot more time on my real-time control panel here to kind of see when a video's interest is waning with the subscribers, so then I can put another one up for you, because I don't want to overload you subscribers with things either, because subscribers are a very important part of the channel's growth, because you all watch me, I don't know why, but you all watch me longer than search people watch, so you can apparently put up with my ramblings better than some of my searchers can. So the longer you watch for, the better my search position ends up being. So what I like to do is not overload you all. So I've been keeping an eye on how this Blue Life X2 video did. I have 2 more videos that I have ready to upload, but I haven't sent them up yet because this one is still on its downward curve here. So once it fizzles out, that's when I put the next one up. But as long as people are watching, I don't want to distract subscribers away from a video that's doing well. So this week I had 2 pretty decent videos, the Blue X2 as well as the Amazon Fire HD tablet. This is the last 48 hours, by the way. So this review here for the Fire tablets probably had about 5,000 or 6,000 views already. And I was really pacing myself so that I didn't distract people away from this one before I sent up the next one there. So I'm always keeping an eye on this, and you can see what happens on weeks where I don't have stuff that is all that interesting to subscribers. So these really dropped off very quickly, and that's why I did 5 videos last week and capped it off with the HP Stream 11, which got us through most of the weekend last weekend. So I'm really getting better about pacing myself, because I was spending a lot of time continually on this upload binge without really looking at what was getting watched, and sometimes because I was really more focused on uploads than I was of making sure the videos were getting watched and still were healthily being consumed by subscribers, that I was often uploading something new before the current video wasn't done being watched, and I've been very mindful of that. So that's why some weeks you'll see me upload 5 things, and now I'm starting to pace myself a little bit better. If something though really unique and interesting comes in, I will certainly jump away from that strategy. So if that MiBox shows up, I will be all over it, and the reason is that the MiBox is going to be showing up in Walmarts all over the country around holiday season, and I want to get up early with that review because I know that's going to be in the consumer's mindset. Given that it'll be at Walmart, it'll likely get to other retailers as well, and I'm sure that's going to be something that consumers are going to be looking for, because on the surface, at least on the outside looking into it at the moment, it's a high quality device from a brand that is going to be trying to establishing itself here in the United States, and definitely something that's worthy of some traffic. And just for a little brief diversion here, I'm going to look at the last 48 hours of just every video on the channel, and you can see what gets watched here from time to time. So that Power Up 3.0 review, even though it was uploaded 3 years ago, still gets about 1,400 views over the last 48 hours or so. So you can kind of get a feel for the longevity of some of these older videos. They really do last a long time, and I'm very focused on finding things that will do as well as all these do, and have them still be watched every day 2 or 3 years later after they were uploaded. And Super Big Dog to You wrote in with a very interesting theory about big cable television providers like Comcast and the fact that they may not want to be even in the television industry at all anymore. And I would actually agree with him on this, because if you look at what your cable bill looks like, my bill at the moment is about evenly split between TV services and internet services from Comcast. Now, on the TV side, they have a much higher overhead, and I'm going to show you a very good example of this, in that they have to pay the networks that they're pushing out over their cable television services a per subscriber fee. And they've been in this big fight with the Yes Network, which is the official network of the New York Yankees here in New York and Connecticut. The Yes Network wanted to have a pretty sizable increase in the subscriber fee that Comcast was paying to the Yes Network to have that network carried on Comcast's wire. So even though the Yes Network and every other cable network has advertisements that they sell, they get a good amount of revenue from the cable companies that carry their networks in the first place. And for a long time, time, these networks have been able to leverage the fact that the cable subscribers wanted these channels and would go somewhere else if they don't get them. But now that we're entering into this new era where people are starting to, or companies are being able to offer their networks over the internet, and you can get it over the top, so to speak, the need to get a cable television subscription to see these networks is waning, and there may not be that much interest of Comcast and other cable providers to keep having this fight with the networks when customers can just go and buy those things directly, and Comcast, by the way, can still provide you with the network hookup and make a lot more money off of that. So if you think about it, with my bill evenly split between television and internet, they're only paying for the infrastructure essentially on the internet side, whereas on the TV side, they're paying for the infrastructure and all of these subscriber fees. And ESPN is a great example where they actually require cable providers to offer their network on the lowest tier of service. Even though I don't watch ESPN, I'm paying for it. I think that's horrible. I've been paying for years. As long as I've been a cable customer, my whole life essentially, I've been paying money for networks that I'm not watching, and it's appalling. And I don't think Comcast even wants to be in that business when they can make a lot more just covering their overhead of infrastructure and providing a dumb pipe to my house for internet. Now, the one thing that's been happening, though, is that most of these major internet providers are starting to maybe see there might be an opportunity to turn the tables, that they could then go to the Yes Network and say, you know what, if you want priority on our internet network, we're going to charge you for it so you can get your video content delivered to our customers. Otherwise, we can't guarantee how well those packets are going to arrive to you. That's the heart of the net neutrality argument. I'm sure there's some degree of revenge going on here with the cable networks going back to these, the cable providers going back to these cable networks and saying, hey, you remember how you've been screwing us for all these years? Now we're going to turn the tables on you. And I'm sure that's a big part of what's going on right now in this fight, because I can tell you for a fact that Comcast is making a lot more money providing you internet than they are providing you with TV services. And speaking of cable television, Donald Heath wrote in and wanted to know if I could do a 2016 update on how I have my home television configured here in the house. So a lot of you found me, of course, from my HD home run video, which is another 1 million+ view video. And I've been updating that video every year to say, hey, this is how I'm currently using all the stuff in my home. And I haven't updated it yet this year because I'm kind of in limbo. I'm waiting for a few things to get wrapped up out of beta. So I do plan on transitioning away from Windows Media Center, which is what I'm using now, because it's running on Windows 7. I'm sure it's going to be dead so far as its channel updates are concerned at some point in the near future. So I want to get off of that platform, and I'm probably going to go over to the official Silicon Dust DVR for a couple of reasons. One is that I can integrate live television watching with it, and I can still take those recordings and dump them over to Plex. I'm very impressed, by the way, with the Plex DVR. I've been running it in the background here at the house for the last couple of weeks and been really pleased with it. But I think the HD home run DVR, insofar as being a full solution at the moment, is probably where I'm going to settle in. And then I'm going to have those recordings be accessible to Plex so they still get into my library. I covered that in one of my HD home run DVR videos. So I'm going to probably go with the HD home run DVR once DRM is all worked out. And that's probably what I'm going to replace Windows Media Center with. But there's so many great choices now that are really coming together for HD home run owners that it's going to be a very exciting year for cord cutters, because I think we're going to have a lot of different options. Windows Media Center for most consumers was really the only choice, and now we're going to see a lot of different choices from a lot of great companies all working together and giving consumers that choice. Really good stuff. Stay tuned. I'll let you know once I get it all worked out. And my Q&A for you this week is prepaid cell phone providers. What I want to do is get a cell phone provider that's compatible with many of these unlocked phones that I get here into the channel to review, something that works on the AT&T or the T-Mobile network. And what I don't want to do is get another monthly fee, because I don't have a phone every month to look at sometimes. I just want to have something I can use for a day or two and then disconnect and not have to deal with any ongoing fees with it. I've heard there's a few free providers out there. I just wanted to see what you all are using. If you have an occasional phone that you use every couple of weeks or so, and you just have it that you can do a per diem charge on it, or maybe there's some free low volume kind of plan that you can get on as well. Let me know what you're using down in the comments below. I would really appreciate getting some feedback from all of you. So let's look at what we're doing this week. Actually, this week looks a lot like last week. I did shoot the review of the Asus X555DA. That is an AMD APU powered laptop. I did upgrade the RAM on it. I'll tell you all about it when I do the review, so you can see what that's all about. I also also shot the review of the Google On Hub and how it interacts with light bulbs, and you'll see that coming up later this week too. And one viewer wrote in about the fact that he was having trouble getting it to work with his Nest thermostat, and for whatever reason, the On Hub, not the thermostat, with the smoke detector, the On Hub does not work with the Nest smoke detector right now, and they're both Google products, which I thought was intriguing, but no news on that, unfortunately. I just started playing with the Power Up FPV. I folded up my paper airplane earlier today, and we'll be hopefully looking at this in a couple of days. This is an early, I have a beta version of it in, and there's some app issues at the moment that I'm sure they'll work out, so hopefully once that all gets resolved, we'll get that up, because that was, again, that the other version of this product was that million-plus view video, so I definitely want to get that review up pretty soon. Also probably get to that Lacey hard drive, the ruggedized one, this week, and hopefully, if we get some time, we'll start getting that i3 build going, maybe next weekend when I get caught up on some other stuff. And then, of course, if that MiBox happens to show up here, I'll definitely get that one up sometime in the course of the week, too. Now, if you want to help the channel, you can go to Lon.TV/Patreon and make a monthly contribution to the channel. We also have YouTube fan funding at Lon.TV, so you can make a contribution on there. Subscribe to my email list at Lon.TV/email, where you can be notified of all my new content, and then any giveaways that I might have coming up, I'll be announcing them via the email list. You want to get subscribed to that. We also have a bunch of new stuff in the Lon.TV store, which you can see at the bottom of the list there too. Some new products that I just reviewed that you might want to get a good deal on. The Facebook page is at Lon.TV/Facebook. I'm always posting over there. And then we've got the Reddit page at Lon.TV/Reddit if you want to do some Reddit stuff with me. I do check on that occasionally. And that'll do it for this week's weekly wrap-up. I'll tell you all about my trip to New York City for the big DJI event. Also, that event I'm going to for YouTube for the debate too. I'll give you an update on all of that. Probably do the YouTube update on the next wrap-up, but the DJI thing might get its own video. So stay tuned. We'll see what we see over in New York City. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching. This channel is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/Patreon to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/S.